Hello, welcome to my life on paper, where I use paper and photos to tell my story. I am Brianna. Welcome back to series 15 of Christy's Beautiful Life for 30 Days of Sketches. Here's our sketch today by Sandra Lee. I will have her information list below. We're also playing along with Mad About Mini Paper Pads, where we use anything less than a 12 by 12 paper pad um, to make our layouts. And this sketch works well for that. So I have two photos that I am probably cutting down smaller than what actually are in the sketch, and that is okay. Photos have plenty of room around the subject of the photo, which are telling the story. So we have a friend that did the Iron Man, um, and that was in September of 2023. And this is the biking portion. So I have this Paige Evans paper pad 6x8. Which I do enjoy using, and so I'm just gonna look to see what can I use for that background to the photos. And I like this. It's not bright and it's not pastel. I mean, that's how I describe it. It's pretty bright. It's kind of pastel, but I it's perfect for these photos, and it goes with these embellishments. So I took paper that I've had, and I can't tell you where I got it. It was just some scraps left over, and I fussy cut all the flowers. And it just, this made me so happy that I could just use this, something that's been in my stash for so long, make great use of it, use it for the sketch, and then use it for the florals underneath. Now, they had some dead space on the background paper. So I used the dead space or the aqua color paper to, and then I punched flowers out of them. You can see the punch in the right upper corner. That is a Creative Memories, and I will tell you all the time that Creative Memories punches punch so nicely. This was a thin paper, and it had no problems with cutting out the flowers. The birds that I cut out are also from that same paper that I fussy cut out the flowers from. And I'm going to use those tabs. I'm going to use one of the tabs also um, for the layout as well. This piece of paper, I do have that punch that will do tags. So I'm going to punch out two tags, and look at this beautiful two-tone paper. So I get one that's more yellow, and I get one, oh, there, I want you to know that you can make a hole out of that tag punch. Like, I didn't figure that out at first. Someone else had to show me. So you punch the tag first, and then you just slip that in there, and it hits, and then you can punch the tag hole. So one is in pink, one is in yellow, and I'm going to use this tab punch to get kind of a combination of the both, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me. There we go. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of pink. It goes up on top by the bird and the label. And then what else am I going to do with this? A journaling spot? Oh, I know. I'm going to back that paper. So I did fold over the white paper, and you don't need to use a big full sheet. But look, I'm going to turn it so you can see some of the yellow and some of the pink. So I will use my ATG adhesive to get that glued down to the back, and I am using my mat, my Fiskars mat, to get it lined up. And it just works so slick. There we go. And it's a complete 12 by 12 square. I'm going to tuck that little bird in there. So while you are watching this, I am in England. I am doing a hike. It's an 80-mile hike over 10 days, and I will be hopefully taking beautiful pictures of the countryside. So I'm going to be putting those pictures on my Instagram account. Um, so be watching for those there. I will have my Instagram account linked below for you, as well as all of Sandra's information who did the sketch. So I had one of these punched flowers left, so I'm going to layer that with the bird, and I love how that just sits in there. And then I will start to do all of the gluing down. And I do debate, like, do I want to trim down that 6x8 paper? Because in the sketch you can see the backing to the photos is not that much bigger than the photos, but I think my photos are smaller, and I like the flowered paper. So, and I've already got all the flowers lined up underneath it. So I decided, yep, I'm going to leave it that size, um, and then layer in my photos and get those flowers glued down. I have my tags ready to go, just like the sketch. I do want to remind you that down below will be listed everyone that is playing along with Mad About Mini paper pads, and I will also have the link to the playlist for Christy's Beautiful Life and her 30 Days of Sketches. And then also, like I said, any of Sandra Lee's information. I believe she's on Instagram, so I'll have that linked below and my Instagram link as well. So if you've been around here for a while, you know I've talked about my scissors. It's a Tim Holtz serrated scissors that I am in love with. I've never been in love with the scissors before. This is my first. And I don't mind fussy cutting, one. And two, like if I'm I love I can only multitask. So um by being able to like watch TV and fussy cut, like that makes me happy. Um especially when I plan ahead. This was not planned ahead, so I can't say there was much multitasking, but I got to tell you, I've been watching the 30 Days of Sketches playlist, and I count that as multitasking when you're fussy cutting something. So feels like you're getting two things done at once, which actually I think you are, right? So here's the label that I trimmed out of the 6x8 paper pad, and there's a lot of more labels where that came from. I also have that punch that I punched out of the pad. I'm going to layer those together. I have this, um, the bird that's going to go there as well as one of the flowers. So this just tickles me how fun this was to make. I guess it was easy that it came together, and I just don't fussy cut out flowers like that from my papers. I could do this all the time. I have plenty of papers like this, and the paper is just sitting in my stash like I was having a hard time using it. How perfect. It just, yeah, it just makes me happy. So I'm going to use my liquid glue to get those florals down. And then I jump ahead to where everything's glued down, and this is I think the second one in a row that I use my Nuvo drops to write on my paper. So, it's something quick and easy if you have a steady hand that you can write your title and you don't have to worry about getting stickers out. You don't have to get your Cricut out. Um, it works nice. So, in the Ironman, we called this part of the race the bike. So here is the bike. In addition to writing the title with the Nuvo drops, I do put little drops inside the inside of the pedal, as well as the three dots up on the turned over corner up in the left corner. So it just brings that black around the page, which then brings your eye around the page as well. I will keep posting this month about 3 layouts a week. Question of the day, Nuvo drops versus enamel dots. Which do you prefer to use, or maybe you like both? I actually do use both for different things, so um, I tend to forget about my Nuvo drops, but they are sitting on my table now where I can see them, and now that I'm going to start doing maybe titles with them, maybe I like them more, but I definitely do like my enamel dots as well. There's a couple dots on the top, and then I do add some around the bird that kind of mimics the sketch as well. And really, after I put the Nuvo drops on, that's the end. So I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and would you please come back and see me again soon?